Recording in progress.
All righty. Greetings, family, friends, and the world. This is me, Kyle, Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How is everyone doing this beautiful tonight? Should I say this beautiful night? This is the night after the full moon. I'm not the full moon, after the new moon, which is the new moon that we supposed to have had last night. See, the last night or this night that we supposed to have. I got to go back into, but I believe last night, which actually started, which is it's the night before the day, which was last night. I think that is when we had the new moon, which was the black moon, dark moon. Cause I went outside, I didn't see it, and I was looking for it. So today was our first day, which we did another blowing of the shofar, and 9 days from today, which will be on the 29th, we're going to do the day. We're going to start atonement again. Now, the day of atonement, the 4th day, will be on the 30th, which is they call, I believe, Devil's Night. I believe they call that. But on the 29th, we're going to start at noon. On the 29th, we're going to start fast. We're going to start our fast that time, just to be sure, because the beginning of the year or the new moon that started was either the 29th of March or the 27th of April. So I'm just being sure. We kept Day of Atonement last month, and we're doing, well, let me just say the Yom Kippur last month. We're doing Yom Kippur this month, me and my family. So anybody else want to join in, I'm already giving you a heads up on what we're doing and where we're at. But other than that, we're going to get started because tonight is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. This is Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. We're here every night after Monday, which is the night between Monday and Tuesday, as we call it. And this is where we at. And we're here every night, every quote-unquote Monday night at 9 p.m. Night after Monday at 9 p.m. on this night. Other than that, bliss be thou, Father of the universe, that bring forth all living creatures forth from the earth. Bliss be thou, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Bliss be the Father of Israel. Bliss be the Father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. We ask you to keep giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, life, health, and strength, food, shelter, and clothing. Let us be happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, and prosperous in all that we do. We ask you to keep leading and guiding us so we can help lead and guide others in your knowledge, your word, your ruach, and your way. We ask you to keep us in every way, help us in every way, allow us to flourish in your word and your way, and we ask you to keep your armor protection on us at all times. We ask you to forgive us, our ancestors and our forefathers, for the sins that we have done in today's time to come, and the time in the past that we have done and the sins that we may not know about. We also ask you to lift the spirit of deep sleep from off of us as a people and allow us to awaken to your glorious light, your glorious word, and your ruach, which is your law. We ask you to help us in every way, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, or spiritual. In all these things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you, Father. Now, as I was just doing the prayer, I was just looking at MTR tutorials. I forgot his name, MTR. Just looking at that a few moments ago. And what was coming to me as I was doing the prayer is this quote-unquote government shutdown. I don't know, it just come to me as I was praying, that was kind of just hitting my mind. And a lot of people can't see prophecy happening today. Everything is coming down, bam, 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 and people can't see it because they're in something, they're in the whirlwind and not understanding what's going on. Now, it's just coming right now, so it's coming the way it's coming. Warning. What did this say, baby? My baby got me this shirt when I was in Mississippi. Say, warning. I offer sarcasm, not advice. Sound like that's what's about to come. And I don't know what, I just put the shirt on. Sound like that was about to come, y'all. It's a lot of things been going on. I saw yesterday when brother Wilson, right here in Detroit, out of Detroit. I didn't know he's from Detroit. You know, there's a lot of things I'm not into, and I don't follow people like that. But I was hearing how, and a lot of people is listening to this brother and how he talk about Cam Newton. That's one thing. Oh, it's all coming in to form. The same thing was going on with this government shutdown, as they say. Now, one thing, the brother MTR, I don't know the brother's name, but you know, like I say, I'm not a follower. I watch, but until I get to know you and get into whatever, I get to know you, it's a different story. But I watch and I observe. That's what I am. I'm a watchman. I may not know a lot of names. I may not know a lot of issues right offhand, but I understand things according to prophecy. All right? And so I got some things I want to share with y'all tonight. The situation about Cam Newton, everybody in his business, right? About him. Now, I don't know his business. All I know is that's what's put out there from far as what I can see. I don't know. I'm telling you I don't know, but I will give you my opinion on, according to scripture, on certain things that people may or may not understand. So, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to speak on that in a few moments. My man G1 is on his way in. My man G1 is on his way in. Good greetings, G1. How you doing, bro? Glad you made it in tonight. As we get ready to get started. But first, I want to ask you real quick before I get started. How did your test go? G, how did your test go today? Do you know? I guess he's not. There you go. Okay. Well, I guess he's
yeah, bro. What's going on? Yeah, man. Peace. Yeah, I passed, bro. I passed.
Congratulations. I told you he was gonna pass. Congratulations, bro.
I was passed by the scale, I think, because you had to get a 90. I ended up getting like 5 questions wrong. So each question was like 2 points, and it was 50 questions. So yeah, I made it. You know, I missed just enough, and answered just enough to not fail. You know what I mean?
But the key is you pass. That's the key.
But like you said, I was bad.
Yeah, congratulations, bro. You sound happy too, bro. I'm happy and I'm glad for you.
Yeah, it's a weight lifted off because I'm like, yo, if I don't pass this, it's like it's gonna suck. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But you know what? A lot of people in the class, I didn't know that. She said that we got 3 tries too, also to pass.
Well, that's good. You made it the first time.
Yeah, I passed on the first time, but it was a lot of people who had to take it over and still had to take it. They actually had to get permission from the company to take it a third time. But a few people had to actually retake it. So like you said, I felt that studying I did, everything like that, it paid off.
That's good, bro. I'm glad, bro. I'm happy for you. And now, like we were saying yesterday, now you can start making. And you know what? I'm glad we're having this conversation. I'm glad now that means you're going to be able to make the money by the sweat of your brow and by the work of your hands. See, right. Now just before you came on, as I was praying, I was just looking at MTR on YouTube on YouTube just before I got started here, as I was setting everything up. And they was talking about the shutdown. Now we had a lot of women talking about they're talking about they're gonna be looting, they're gonna be going in, they're gonna snatch and grab, and they go in there and they're gonna be taken from the stores. And the brother from MTR, he was saying they're not talking about accountability, they're not talking about getting a job, they're not talking about taking care of them. They're so busy on handouts, and this is.
Oh, you talking about the because I kind of that was in the back of I seen it, but I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it but yeah, like they said something about the food stamps is getting cut off or something next month or something like that. Yeah,
they were saying about the quote unquote government shutdown.
Because of the government shutdown, yeah.
Right, but even though
sectors in life, because I even see something at the work, for my job, they said something about how because remember I told you we dealing with Medicaid and dealing with signing people up for the state enrollment program for insurance, health insurance, and they were saying how like it will affect the government shutdown. I didn't get into reading the email, but I need to how it's going to affect the programs in sort of way. So yeah, like you said, it's affecting a lot of people. But you know what? Now I'm making the connection to what you're saying.
Now,
I ain't mean to cut you off. Finish saying though about how, like you said, these women is going online and talk about they're gonna just be looting and just it's crazy.
but now this is what my conversation is going to be about tonight.
And he was talking about how, like you said, the entitlement. A lot of these women they gonna have a bunch of kids, knowing that they're gonna.
I was gonna get to that. Come on, you bringing it out. Come on with it. Come on with it.
Yeah, they get. Yeah, it's a guy named Darius. There's other guys too, but like
many of them. Many of them. Many people talking about this situation.
On this topic, but like, yeah, he was just showing like video after video of girls like bragging, like one chick was bragging how she's a professional. He was making fun of people. She's like, y'all go at work to pay my taxes. Y'all pay y'all taxes so y'all can support me. She's like, I ain't never getting a job. Like she's like, I'm a professional. Something like as far as like working the system, like welfare looter. She's like, why would I go get a job when I can just sit in the home?
Exactly.
Yeah, this wasn't a black chick. This is like something like.
I seen that. Matter of fact, I just turned it off on MTR. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that clip and I'm gonna put it in the post. I'm gonna take that same clip, I'm gonna put it in the post so people can actually see what MTR just shared. Now I don't know where you heard George from.
Girl, like she was a black chick. She was inside like a Walmart, and the lady was telling her at the counter, at the register, like, "Yo, your card is declining." And she was like, "Oh, y'all not gonna let me? Y'all just gonna watch me starve? Like y'all ain't gonna give me no like she knew her card wasn't working, or I don't know if she just had found out at that point, but like, yeah, they was declining her, and she was just like, like I got kids. And he was talking about how like a lot of these women they go and have kids just by these dudes who irresponsible as well. They go and have a baby with them, and these dudes is like they not helping out.
But check it out, bro. Check it out. Check this out. It's not just the irresponsible dudes. It's the women having babies by these dudes. Huh? That's what I'm saying. It's the women who have a baby by these men. And then they have a baby by men that want to take care of their children, and they just want to go and get welfare from. And to me, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Like she got 14 baby daddies. I'm like, I thought you was just, I think some of these people is just doing it just to go viral, just to get the, what do they call it? They say when you just leave a comment, it's called rage bait. Some of this stuff is just rage bait.
Whether it is or not, bro, I do know coming up that it was a lot of females just having babies to get the checks.
Yeah, and they done passed that down. She said, and I'm gonna teach remember the one girl, she said, I'm a professional. This is what I do professional. I'll never get a job. She said, no, I'm gonna teach my kids to do this.
See?
Yeah, she said that. Like you said, it becomes generational.
It's time out.
The aunties can pass it to the nieces and the daughters.
It's time out. It's time out. There's prophecy happening right now. This is what I've been telling everybody. Prophecy is happening after 2020, after the 400 years, 1619 to 2019 was the 400 years that we was going to go through. Then he said in Genesis, let me get it together. I'm going to break this down with y'all right now. An understanding of where we are today. I'm going to break it down and give you the understanding of everything and the situation of where we are today. And it's way back in Genesis 15. Genesis 15, starting at verse 12, verse 12 through 14. 12 through 14 is the prophecy of what's going on right now. And then I'm going to take you to Isaiah chapter 3, going into chapter 4. I'm going to give you understanding of where we at today according to prophecy. See, a lot of people look at the Bible, oh, the white man this and the white man that and this and that. They don't know scripture. They don't know what prophecy is. The Father has told Israel the thing that was going to come to pass. We didn't know how it was going to come to pass. We ain't knowing the way it was going to come to pass. But if the Father said it's going to happen, it's going to happen. And where we at right now? Genesis chapter 15. Follow me and check me out. Don't check me out. Check the word out. Genesis 15, we'll start at verse 12. And then I'm going to break it down for you as we go. Might as well get ready for Isaiah chapter 60, because that's getting ready to come up in a few seconds. I'm going to give you understanding to where we are today in all this. Isaiah 60, just hold that. My baby is coming loose, though. My book is, here we go, 57, 60 right here. Okay. Genesis chapter 15, verse 12. Right? We're going to start right here. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 7. I'm starting at 7, going to take it to 14. Right? Prophecy of Israel's bondage. Prophecy of Israel, who we are as a people, bondage. That's what my heading is. It goes like this, verse 7. And he said unto him, and who? The Creator said unto Abraham, I am Yah that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldeans. Brought Abraham out of Ur of the Chaldeans to give thee this land to inherit it. Wherever this land was, whether it's over there, what they call Jerusalem or in the land over there, or whether if it's over here. We don't know today because a lot of things have been changed. But let's see what the story say. Verse 8. And he said, Yah whereby, and who said? Abraham said, Yah, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? How am I going to know I'm going to inherit this land, whichever land it is? Me, I'm going to say it's the earth itself. I'm just going to say the earth itself, because the Father has made us the kingdom of priests. Once you go into scripture, and I've shared that. But verse 9, and he said unto him, and the Creator said unto him, we got to understand who the he's are. And the Creator said unto him, which was Abram, should I say at the time it was Abram, take me a heifer of 3 years old, which is a sheep, a cow, a female cow, a heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat, a female goat of 3 years old, and a ram, which is a ram is a billy goat. Not a goat. I think a ram is a sheep. A ram is a sheep with a horn, a male sheep of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon. There's 5 different things. Verse 10. And he took unto him all these and divided them in the midst, and the lad. Verse 10 again. And he took unto him all these and divided them in the midst, I mean down the middle, and laid each piece one against another. But the birds divided he not. He didn't divide the birds, but he divided the heifer, the she-goat, and the ram. The turtle dove and the pigeon, he did the pigeon, a turtle dove and a pigeon, he didn't divide. And he said, and he took unto them all these, and he divided them, which he cut them down the middle, in the midst, and laid each piece one against another. Now, let's understand. If you go back and read, you'll see that this happened from the early morning and in the beginning of the day. At the rising of the sun, he did this. I'm going to show you something. At the rising of the sun, he was doing this, right? The vision came to him very early in the rising of the morning. The vision came to him at this time. But it was told to him to do it, so this is what he did. So, verse 11, verse 10, and he took them all these and divided them in the midst and laid each piece one against another, but the birds divided he not. Verse 11, and when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, the dead, the pieces, Abram drove them away. Now, when the birds would come down, he drove them away. This was all in the rising of the day, the rising of the sun. This is in the morning. This was happening, right? Check it out. And when the fowls came down, the carcasses came down upon the carcasses, Abram drove them away. Check this out, verse 12. And when the sun was going down, now we're at noon. Now the sun is starting to go down. A lot of people see sun going down, they think it's dark. They think it's at the evening, late evening, should I say. The beginning of the evening starts at 12 noon or at noonday. That's when the sun it starts to going down. And it says, verse 12. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram. How many of y'all fell asleep in the middle of the day, in a deep sleep in the middle of the day? And I have plenty of times. Do it on the Sabbath sometime. My baby came home yesterday, fell asleep, deep sleep, and then she sleep almost until after I got done with my broadcast yesterday, even long before I did it. She was in a deep sleep yesterday during the day. Woke up at night though, but during the day is when she fell in a deep sleep. But again, and when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And guess what that horror of great darkness was? That was talking about what happened in this day and time in Isaiah 60, 1 through 5, but 1, 2, and 3, I might go through 5, it all depends. But let me break this down for you real quick. Isaiah 60 and 1 says, this is the future glory of Zion, which is the future glory of Israel. We are Zion. Arise, shine, not arise and shine. It's arise, shine as a people. That was us in the time in the South. They used to call us shine in back in the days. I found this information out when I was in Mississippi. When I went to Mississippi and found out how the slave masters did, and they said, come and shine, let me rub your head, give me some good luck. Shine, Pickaninny, all these bywords and proverbs we was called by. But shine was one of them. Now, it says, arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yah is risen upon thee. It's talking about risen upon us as the people. For behold, this is the great darkness right here. Verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. This is your Greek and Roman Empire. And they've changed everything. That's why Christianity is so prevalent today, and Muslim. Or shall I say, the Muslim way of life. That was still all of it was made under Christianity or under the Roman Empire. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. Right here. The people are gross darkness right here. This is what Abraham, that's the horror of great darkness fell over Abram. Before his name was Abraham's Abram. But Yah shall rise upon thee, which is the spirit of our Father, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. The spirit and the glory is the spirit and the law. The law is within the spirit, because the spirit gonna be within us, but the law is spirit and the law is truth. As you study the law, the spirit of Yah come upon you, because Yah's word is spirit and Yah's word is law. And this is what people fail to realize. This is the reason why the spirit, the spirit is, but this is the reason why the law is his name, the third commandment. Thou shalt not take the law, which is his name, in vain. But it still go over a lot of people's head. A lot of people don't get it. You will one day. Verse 3, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light. You see that? The Gentiles is going, any other nation other than Israel is a Gentile. And they're going to come to our light, which is the law. And kings to the brightness of our rising. Right? So I just wanted to get that real quick. I could go down 4 and 5, but I ain't going to go there right now, because I'm just going to go to this point to show you where we at today. So, but all this is still, let me go ahead and read on down to 5. Verse 4. Lift up thine eyes round about. Lift up your eyes round about. And see, all they gather themselves together. All those people who gather themselves together, they come to us. They come to thee. They come into us. Thy son shall come from far, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side. They're going to be coming to us to learn. So people don't understand. This is the awoken that he's talking about. Arise, shine. Shine is Israel, but we're going to be the awoken. The awoken, you got to look at 3 aspects here. It's 3 aspects. You got dead Israel, which is called Jacob. You got Israel who has been awoken, And you got the preserved. The preserved is the ones that's mainly talking about. Many gonna come to our rising. That's the preserved of Israel. You got the awoken Israel, and then you got the ones who's doing his will, which is the prophets and his servants. They're going to be the ones that's going to be awakening the people, right? Whether you get it or not. Verse 3, and the Gentiles is going to be of those that's going to come later, amongst the ones that's going to be awakened later. Lift up thine eyes round about, verse 4, and see, all they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. 5 and last verse for the moment. Then thou shalt see and flow together. We're going to all see and we're going to flow together, Gentiles and Israel, as we grow. Not all together at one time. It's coming slowly but surely. Everybody ain't gonna get it at once. It's not gonna work like that. And that's what people fail to realize. They think all Israel gonna work up at one time. It's a lot of people right now waking up to stuff that I knew 20 years ago. All kinds of stuff is happening today. And it's gonna continue to happen. But the key is what I'm trying to get you to understand is what I'm giving to you in the prophecy of Genesis 15. I'm about to get back to that as soon as I get to 5. Then thou shalt see and flow together. We all gonna flow together, and thine heart shall fear. First, they're gonna fear because they're gonna see and understand that they're going against the law. You're gonna fear at first, but what's gonna happen after the fear? And then you're gonna be enlarged because why? Now you're starting to keep the law. Now you're gonna start to see the lies. Now your eyes, the veil is gonna come off from over your eyes, and you're gonna start being able to see. And I'm one who's sharing the information. Not the only one, but I'm one who is doing it. Because the abundance of the sea, I like to say the sea of people, shall be converted unto thee. The sea of people, the masses of people going to be converted unto us. Not one person, but many of us that's sharing the true word of Yah. They're going to be converted, not to us in general, but into his word and to the spirit. The spirit is upon us. And just like when the Creator put Moses amongst the 70 elders and took the spirit off Moses and put it on those 70 elders, that's no different than to us that's teaching the word and sharing the word. It's going to be from our learning and our information. We're going to be sharing it with whoever that picks it up. That's what it is. That's how the spirit is going to be spread. Because the knowledge you're going to get, the Father's going to give you individual information to understand it, and another person going to grab that information and understand the way you're understanding. No different than the way I learned from Rabbi R. Divine, Rabbi R. Divine, Minister Dixon, Brother Herman Taylor, Joseph, and my brother Robinson. My brother Robinson, it hit me today. Got the first name, but Robinson, I know something Robinson, Brother Robinson at Shalom, and then learning from Brother Elisha out of Cincinnati, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of other people that I've learned from. I've learned information from many people. So the information I put together like a puzzle to understand what I come to know. But the end of 5 again. Then thou shalt see and fear together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea, which is the sea of people, shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentile, the forces. What forces are we talking about? Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine. All these things is going to come unto thee. It says the forces of Gentiles shall come unto thee. The forces. Not only that, the government. They're going to start converting to our way of life because time is now. Time is now. Time is now to awaken. Time is now to wake up out of the sleep that we have been in because time is at hand, and I'm about to break it down to you. So I showed you this mainly to let you understand verse 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and great gross darkness the people. But Yah shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And this is in this Genesis 15. So As I was saying in verse 12, it says, and when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. That what we just read in 60 of Isaiah chapter 60, and that's the reason why we are asleep today. The horror of great darkness is the great darkness that we are in today, caused by way of the Greek and the Roman Empire that has taken over the world, and the world don't even know it. But let's keep it moving. Verse 13. And he said unto Abram, who? The Creator said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs. What does it mean in a land that's not theirs? The jurisdiction of the land that people are on today. This land, this earth is ours because it was given to us by Yah. But the land on top, the government that's in charge, is the land, the ones over the land at this point in time. Until you come into your knowledge of who you are, they are in charge. They are in charge. They're in charge of the highways and the byways, the street lights and the lamps and all the other stuff. They're in charge of that stuff. And you are in servitude, being servants as citizens. If you're a citizen, you're a servant and you're a slave to the Roman Empire. Layman terms, break it all the way down to the lowest level. The Roman Empire, if you're a citizen, you're a slave. That's it. Citizen means slave, sovereign means free. Some people don't want to call themselves sovereign because of the name. Sovereign only means free. That's all sovereign means. So you're either free or you're a slave. And break it down. This is where you at. This is the sovereign people in verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve slaves, citizens, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Now, 400 years on record. Now, it might be a little longer, but according to record, 1619, August 1619 or August 2019 was 400 years. That was 400 years. 1619 to 2019. What happened in 2020? What happened in 2020? Worldwide. Verse 14. Now here we go. Say, shall afflict them 400 years. Verse 14. And also that nation, what nation? Over the world. The Roman Empire. The Roman Empire is the nation over the world in charge today. Under Second Rome. The first Rome was under Caesars. Second Rome is under the Pope, the Queen, and the complex of England. All of them working together simultaneously. Church and state. Still Roman Empire. And also, verse 14 again, Genesis 15, verse 14. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. Who gonna judge? The Creator gonna judge them. He judged them by the coronavirus. And how do I know it was his judgment? Ezekiel chapter 14, starting at verse 12. Starting at verse 12 through 23, but let me just give you 22, I believe it is. Just to let you have the understanding of Ezekiel 14, 22 is going to give you understand, but read it from 12. Read it from 12 to 23. Man, this baby right here just coming apart. I'm not ready to get a new Bible just yet. Ezekiel 14, here we go. I'm just going to say 20 and 21. Check it out. Ezekiel 14, verse 20 and 21 states, I thought it was 22, but 20 and 21 is the keys. You have three examples here. 3 examples of the righteous. Everything else is of the wicked, other than this. What's going to happen to them from the 4 judgments. Verse 20 said, though Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it, as I live, saith Yah, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter, but they shall be delivered they shall but deliver their own souls by their righteousness. You can't save nobody but yourself. You can teach, share, and give them the information, but it's up to them to do for themselves. If you ain't doing it, oh, okay, I know this person over there. They ain't got nothing to do with you. If you sinning, if you ain't doing according to the law, which is sin, I don't care how you look at it. Everybody got their own philosophies today. But the law, the word from the mouth of Yah is law. Blessing or the curse, whatever side you want to be on. Not talking about by the words of men. They may give you a good philosophy in the New Testament, but the Father's voice is in the first 5 books and through his prophets. Like it's going on right now. They shall but deliver their own souls by their righteousness. Verse 21 is the key I'm talking about, which is the judgment. For thus saith Yah, say it again, when the prophets speak in my name, for thus saith Yah. How much more when I send my 4 sword judgments upon Jerusalem, which is Israel, which is all over the world, which is where we are. Upon Jerusalem, the sword, which is the armies, and the famine, and the noisome beast, and the pestilence. Now, the famine is when you don't have any food. Locusts come, eat up your food. But the pestilence was the coronavirus. The pestilence was the coronavirus that the Father judged the world by in 2020. That was the pestilence of today. A lot of people don't get it. They don't have no understanding. I'm trying to give it to you, but it's up to you to accept it or reject it. So when it says in 14, and also that nation, which is the Roman Empire, whom they shall serve, will I judge. He judged it by the pestilence, which is coronavirus, right? And then he turned around, not he, but the so-called government turned around and did the mark of the beast, which is the jab. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They talking about the jab. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. That was the mark in your body. A lot of people trying to say, oh, it's the phone. The phone is the mark of the beast. No, that mark was placed inside your body to change your DNA. Whether y'all get that or not. Whether y'all get that or not. So that jab was actually the mark. The phone is not a mark. It's a chip, but it's not a mark inside your body. And there's certain points that they talk about the forehead that they've got little chips that they've been putting in people's under the skin in their foreheads as well. So there's a lot of things going on that the people don't know about. But again, verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve, which is the Roman Empire, will I judge. That's what's going on with these women today. They don't even realize that they are, when they talk about the enmity in Genesis chapter 3, it's talking about today. It's talking about the seed of the woman. The woman's seed is the women that with the children of today. The woman is the one who's getting paid off the system from what? The children. People can't see it. If you understand prophecy, you can understand. See, a lot of people looking at that and looking at back then. The Father seen everything from beginning to end, Genesis 1:1. When it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. He's seen everything in that first verse. Everything is spiritual, verse 1 through 5. That's all spiritual. But I'm not going to go through that right now. But I'm just letting y'all know that Genesis 1 through 5 is all spiritual. But a lot of people can't see it because their mind is physical. So let me just go ahead and get through with this point of the story right now. To give y'all an understanding why this government shut down and everything is happening the way that it's happening. But the people can't see it, but y'all can be just like, how they say about Kevin Samuels, then talked about, and to me, Kevin Samuel was Isaiah the prophet, the last in 4, verse 4, 5, and 6. Elijah the prophet, should I say. To me, that was Kevin Samuel. He's the one who sparked the world with men standing up. And I've been saying that for the longest. Kevin Samuel was the one who stood up, and just put, even though a lot of us been saying it, but he was the one out there promoting it, placing it, and letting people see things in a different manner. And this is why people start standing up, mostly talking about it, and this is when men started to stand back up and started speaking up and speaking out. You know? So, again, verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And right here we said, and afterwards shall they come out with great substance. Guess what that great substance is? See, this is afterwards. Now, I don't know how long afterwards is going to be, but see, it's a process of time. Things have to happen. You had the 400 years. Now, 2020, up until this point in time, you know, we've had the judgment. We had the virus, or the pestilence, we could say, which was the virus. And then we had the mark of the beast. But if you know his Revelation, he talks about many people who didn't get the mark. Talks about many that didn't get the mark. But as it goes on, it talks about those who received the mark. Things that's going to happen and certain things that's going to end up happening. Why? Because they trust the government. They trust the Roman Empire. They trust them more than they trust the Creator. So, that 14 again says, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterwards, which is your cusips, which is your riches that's already waiting for you. In the scriptures, it says that the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Every one of y'all are rich. Every one of y'all are wealthy, but you just don't know how to access it. All the benefits that you're supposed to be getting from the government, the benefit that you're supposed to be getting, you have to know how to go about getting it. See, the free way y'all getting it, remember the government has been the fiduciary. If y'all don't understand, just give you something in a point that y'all may need to learn. Fiduciary is like a parent. They're handing out you whatever you're getting, whatever SSI, checks, SSI, food stamps, insurance. All this stuff is coming from your account already. And my baby, she has information that I would like for her to break down, because she can probably break this down better than I can. But the whole point of reading the shutdown is because of the Democrats. But everybody trying to look at Trump. But it's because of the Democrat. My baby, she can break this down a little bit better than I can on that. Baby, if you got time, if you hear me, I'd like for you to do that. She back there in the room.
Democrat.
Yeah, because of the Democrats. This is the reason why the real shutdown is going on. Now, my baby, she can break that down a little bit better than I can. But a lot of people looking at Trump because he's in office and got things going. But it's all part of prophecy. It's all a part of prophecy. The fact that the immigrants is being sent back home. The Father said that all people gonna end up going back to their own land. The scripture don't say how it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen. That's happening. And you got to understand, everything has to be put back in order. If Kamala would have got in office, which a lot of people was ignoring, and I'm a watchman. I'm not for or against. I'm a watchman. I sit back, I watch, and I see what's going on. So the fact that Trump said it's only two genders, male or female. You got all the people talking about somewhere, identified this, identified that, and this and that. That Creator didn't make all that. This is how come the world is in hell now. And it was told to me when I was in Germany. Well, go to hell then. Not realizing this is hell what I'm living in right now. And I come to see it for what it really is. This is hell. And y'all living in it and y'all so immune to it, you can't even see it. Y'all wouldn't even understand heaven if it kissed you in the face. Because heaven is bliss, beautiful. Everybody living and amongst each other and doing things together and working as one. But today you don't have that. It's either against each other, hating each other, want something, robbing, stealing. That's hell. And y'all can't even see it. We got people right now talking about, well, if I can't get this nothing, I'm going in, I'm taking it, I'm doing. They ain't kind of work for themselves. The women that can have a man, that could have a man, they rather look for Satan. The one that whisper in your ear. Satan whisper in your ear. Told Eve what? That fruit. How do you say it? How you say it in Genesis? That fruit. In fact, let me give it to you real quick. I'm just gonna give it to you when the snake snuck. All the snake did is put it in her ear, and that's all. And that's all that this government did to these women. Now y'all hanging by a thread, and I'm just straight up. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people hate me being straight, but I'm just straight up. Now, let me give you right here. I'm going to read 1 through 6. Genesis chapter 3, 1 through 6. It states, now, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yah had made, and he said unto the woman, yea, have Yah said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? See, now he bringing it. This is the man. This is the people outside the household of the husband of these women today. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. Verse 3, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yah said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. That's just like your husband talking to your wife. The husband, okay, sister, okay, woman, okay, wife, don't do this and don't do that. We're going to try to make this happen. We're going to do this. But she going to do what she want to do. Some man coming in, whispering in her ear, telling her, well, no, you don't have to do it like that. You can do it. How many women that y'all know of today that know a husband has been said certainly, well, then he'll change his mind. But that's what happened at the end of this point. He changed his mind to what she wanted to do, because she persuaded him to do it. But he didn't stand on his ground. I done got ahead of myself. But the point is that how many women will, and y'all get mad or not, I'm just being straight up with you. Y'all can accept it or reject it. I'm going to tell you like it is. So, the woman, the snake spoke into the woman's ear, changed her mind from what her husband said. Her husband told her one thing, the snake come over here and told her something else, and then she gonna do what? She contemplated. Let me finish up. Let me get down to verse 5 real quick to you. And then it said, the end of 3 said, and eat of it, neither ye should touch it, lest she die. Verse 4 says, Genesis 3, verse 4, and the serpent, the system, I'm still gonna say the system, from Genesis to Revelations. The system is the serpent. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, for Yah doeth know that in the day you, which is ye eat thereof, in your eyes, say, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. That's just like somebody saying, you and your man, y'all equal. You and the man, y'all equal. But the man said the woman is a helpmeet to him. The Creator said the woman is a helpmeet to the man. She's a helpmeet to you. She's supposed to better you, truthfully. Men, we need comfort. We need help. We need someone in our ear to help us to see things so we can make a better decision. Sometimes they may see something we may not see. My wife helped me all the time. I give her props. But I get the last say. I get the last say. I say, okay, we're going to do this or we're going to do that. But a lot of times she got a good idea. I say, okay, cool. But then I say, nope, we're going to do it like this. We're going to do it like that. And this is how we're going to do it. And that's just what it is. Period. She hear me too. I ain't talking under my, I ain't talking under my breath. I say what I mean what I say. That's men. Because men going to stand for their household. Your woman's supposed to have your back. So what we get down to 5, what it says. No, we got the 5. For y'all doeth know that in the day that you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Now, verse 6. Now, check 6 out. This is your contemplation of the woman. Same thing with these women today. Oh, you can't have a man in the house. This happened back in the 60s and 70s. Can't have a man in the house. If you have a man in the house, you're going to get your benefits taken from you. You ain't going to be able to get welfare. You ain't going to be able to get food stamps. Then you had the young ladies, they even had talks with the young lady. I don't need no man. We need a man for we doing good without a man. Look where we at today. It's a perpetual situation. Perpetual. Keep happening because the Creator is making prophecy happen through Trump and through the system. Through Trump and through the system, the Creator is allowing prophecy to come forth as it should be. Let me finish up right here. Verse 6, what it says in verse 6. And when the woman saw that the tree, see, when the woman saw, see, he got her ear, now he gone. He ain't saying nothing now. That's just like, another example. That's just like a boss at a job. He see this woman. Now, the woman, she used to be at home. Now she's out working at a job. Got a husband. Got a husband at home. He working one job. She over at this plant or wherever she is over at this job. This boss sees this woman. Man, she fine. He ain't thinking about honoring her husband. She fine. I'm going to go check her out. Almost remind you of David. On that one instant that happened with Uriah. You can look at it like that because it is what it is. I don't sugarcoat nothing. But I'm not talking about David. I'm talking about the system and what happened. And that was a flaw at that time. But the point is that he didn't do that. That was only one time he did that and had a man killed. People call that he was a murderer. He wasn't a murderer, but he had someone murdered. Blood was on his hand because of what he did. But that's another story. Right now, we talk about the serpent. We talk about the system and people of the system, which is men outside the household, whispering in your wife's ear, which is your woman's ear. So, now, he done whispered in the ear. Verse 6 is your key. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes. How about women? They're good for seeing things pleasant to the eye. Oh, I can get money. I can do this. I can get a house. I can do this and do this and do this and do that. See what I'm saying? Pleasant to the eyes. And a tree to be desired to make one wise. A lot of women think money is the wise thing today. Oh, Lord, I get the money. I get the bag, this and that. Open their legs, make themselves whores. Boy, I'm about to get busy tonight. There's some things I wanted to talk on tonight. And that's compared to, there's some things on both. And it's all about not only the government shutdown, just the way people think. But it's all about the money. It's all about the money. You can't have two masters, mammon, which is money, or the Creator. I'm going to ask you something in a few seconds. You about to run back to the back? I want to ask you about the reason of the shutdown. Is it because of Trump or is it because of the Democrats? From what you remember sharing with me and from what you come to know.
Well, I know that.
Well, honey, I can't hear you, baby. You know the people got to hear you. Can you?
No, I'm going to be right here.
Okay, talk loud then. I want to share this with you before I finish up with this verse 6 of Genesis 3. Come on, baby.
From just me seeing or watching the information that I've been seeing is that the Democrats want the Republicans to keep a certain health care bill, and the Republicans are not going to keep the health care bill. They refuse to do it. They won't do it. They said it's a waste of taxpayers' money and all this other stuff. So they chose to axe the bill. And now the Democrats chose to not open.
It's the Democrats' point, the reason why the government ain't open.
It is. They chose to not open the. They chose for the shutdown. That's the reason why the shutdown is.
It's happening because of the Democrats.
Because the Democrats won't release the vote to open the
funding.
They won't release the vote to keep the shutdown, keep the government open.
Okay.
That's what it's.
And that's what it. But you saying that Trump is holding his stand still.
He's standing on that bill as far as the healthcare is. It's just about healthcare, and the Democrats don't want him to do away with the Affordable Healthcare Act or whatever it's called.
Do you know the reason why?
Because of the what do you call those?
The benefits?
Yeah, the payments that you have to pay on the Affordable Health Care Act is high.
Now tell me what you know about it for facts that you know for yourself.
Well, because in order for me to get things done, or like surgeries or whatever, it may happen, outpatient surgery, you have to, in order for me not to have to pay for it, I have to pay a $10,000
deductible. $10,000 deductible for a worker.
For an outpatient surgery. So you're going to be coming out of your pocket with most of this money. If the surgery is if it's outpatient and just for the surgery is $1,500, not to mention the other stuff that comes along with it, you got to pay a deductible of that. You got to pay a deductible, and the deductible for me is $10,000.
And she's telling you facts from her and her job.
So the whole thing is, they're saying that they would do another healthcare that's more affordable
for the people.
And the Democrats is like, no, we want to keep the one that we have. And so they are arguing over that. And the Democrats, for the fact of them not being able to keep, or the Republicans not voting for that Health Care Act, they are upset about it. And so they did not vote. They allowed the government to shut down.
Now, who was the cause of that act?
Who was the cause?
The act and that bill, that act, in order for it to be the way it does, for the deductible to be so high. Who was the cause of that?
Well, that is the insurance that Obama.
That's the Obama.
President Obama put out, and they call it Obamacare.
You got it now? Y'all hear? She's in the work field. I'm not. I'm an entrepreneur. She's in the work field. She's in the workforce, so she's telling you facts from what she know. You know what I'm saying? I like to go with facts. She's telling you what she know because this is her experience. My wife. All right? So now I'm just giving you an understanding. So a lot of people don't know what they talk about. They just hear and run with whatever they're hearing. She's telling you what she know. That's why I had her speak on it. A lot of people don't do their research. Y'all quick to go by what you hear and go by hearsay. And what is that? That's breaking the 9th commandment. Bearing false witness. That's exactly what y'all doing, and y'all don't even realize it. But let's get back to Genesis chapter 3, verse 6. Again, it states, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise. See that? All that this woman, that's what women do today. They do the same thing today, thinking they're getting over instead of working with their husband, working with their man, working with their family. I want to be happy. She's going to leave her family to go out and be in the world. She took up the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her. And not talking about with her right there. God said, woman, put that down. But when she did, she wasn't with him. She was in the garden with him, but she wasn't right there. He wasn't right there with her. A lot of people read and they be way off and have no common sense on information that they're reading. And did eat and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. What she did was, after she ate, she brought it to him and said, listen, look, I ate. She persuaded him. And that's what women do. Listen, when the Creator said that ye shall leave your wife and leave your mother and your father and your mother, and cleave unto your wife, most men do that. Most men cleave unto most men. I'm not talking about boys. I'm not talking about these selfish guys and these players in the street. I'm talking about men. You see the difference? Just like we got women's, females, and hoes. Women, females, and hoes. 3 different ones. Right? So, and did eat and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Then what happened? Verse 7. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed the fig leaf. Okay, so we know the rest of the story from that point on. But the point is, he knew he wasn't supposed to do it, but he gave in, and that'll be right here in the curse. But the beginning of the curse in verse 14, Genesis 3 verse 14 says, and Yah said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed. The system is in charge, because it's in charge at this point of the earth today. Above all cattle and above every beast of the field, upon thy belly, upon thy belly shalt thou go. And think about it. A little slickster is just like a snake. Coming in, whispering in people's ear, and then they gone. Leaving a residue for them to feed off of. That's the reason why our women are the way they are today. Not our women. Our females are the way they are today. Let me rephrase that. Our females, remember, y'all do remember, we have females made first, and then the Creator made a woman. See, the females was in the earth. A woman he made for Adam. Look at the difference. Oh yeah, I've been looking at it. I've been looking at it, and I've been getting an understanding to certain things as well. But I'm not coming straight off with it the way I see it yet. But I'm giving you understanding right now, and then maybe you're going to end up looking at what I'm seeing and understand what I'm saying as well. But the point I'm getting at is that females is this right here. It says, it's coming to the female, but it says, upon thy belly shalt thou go, and thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. This is talking about the snake, the system. People that are, shall we say, low vibration. Right? Verse 15, and Yah will put enmity between thee and the woman. Enmity. This is where we at today. The enmity right now, right now the women is getting ready to get whooped by the same snake that had her in charge, had her thinking, I am woman, see me roar. Ain't that how y'all do? Y'all men ain't this, y'all men ain't that, y'all ain't this, y'all ain't that, that is what just talking. Now it's at the point now, men they don't hardly go out too much no more. They ain't dealing with the women and they shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 15, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. See, his seed, which is these children that the woman has raised in the system. That's that seed. The woman's seed is the woman with the man. See, she's a woman with a husband. That's why she's a woman. See, the woman, remember I said female and woman? See, the woman is with her husband. They have a seed because they raise their children to be a certain type of way. But the female, this is the seed that's out there that's teaching their children to do the certain things that they're doing. We got a lot of guys that act like women because they're raised without a father or a male figure. look at the difference. Once you see the difference, you can see the difference between a female and a woman. And yes, both words are in the scriptures. Female is in chapter 1. Woman is in chapter, in chapter 2. Yep. The woman was made from the rib. The female was made from the ground. When he made woman, when he made male and female, when he made male, he made female, created he them. Created he him, created he them. I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm not going off into that, but I will let you know that the word female and woman was in two different points of views, two different areas. So a female, what the Creator saw, is the women of the streets. Women out here doing their stuff and they ain't got no husband and getting paid and doing the stuff that they're going through right now today. That's a female. A woman is one that stayed with her man, building her family and things like that, and she respects the man and she honors the Creator. That's a woman. But this woman right here, who ended up turning into a female, which was Eve. That's why, wait a minute, let me go on down here a little bit, and then that's the reason why I talk about who Eve was. That's why the word woman went to Eve. And I'm going to tell you the truth. To me, Eve is short for evil. Eve is short for evil because he didn't give her the name until that time. But let's keep it going down a little bit in chapter 3. I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. See, the woman have the child. And the way she raised him is either be the seed of Satan or the seed of the Creator doing the will of Yah by keeping the law and doing the things they're supposed to do in respect of the law. Even if they didn't know the law, respect them. She have a man that she respecting to raise her children with her husband. With understanding. And unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow shalt thou bring forth children. And that's with all of them. And to the woman, he said, yep, he shall bring forth children. And thy desire shall be to thy husband. See, this is the woman. My woman's desire is towards me. She ain't out there in the streets. She done went through her situation when she was young. We go through situations. That's another thing I want to share with the Cam situation. Cam going through his thing, Cam Newton. Everybody trying to get on him because he's doing right by himself. And that's only if he's not making these women and he's being with these whores. I ain't gonna say being with them. I'm just gonna say he's not making these women whores. Now, if he got these babies by these women, 3, 4, whoever, if he got them, he take care of them. No different to like I see Nick Cannon. If he with these women, he's taking care of them, and he's with these children. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Everybody else is being converted to the Roman way of life, which is the satanic system's way of life. Go to the scripture and see where they say you have to go to a man to get married. To go to a system to get married. You won't find that in the scriptures. So a lot of y'all have adapted to the Romans' way of life, and y'all have adapted to their way because this is the punishment. That was the 400 years, and this was the punishment that we was under. So you got a lot of people practicing, as we call it, a name that we put to it, or the people put to it, polygamy. Now, polygamy and all that other stuff, that's out the window as far as I'm concerned. I'm going by what the scriptures say and what the examples of the scriptures are. A lot of people want to sit up here and go with their own mind about stuff against what the Creator said and what the Creator has allowed. Have y'all ever heard of the word acquiesce? Have you ever heard of the word acquiesce? When you acquiesce, you agree. When the point of divorcement was made with Moses, you ain't hear Creator say, no, you can't do that. Anything in the law, and it was allowed, the Creator allowed it, is law. Whether it said, thus said the Lord, or thus said Yah, or not. If it didn't, the Creator would speak against it. He never spoke against a man having more than one wife. He did speak that if you have a king, you should not multiply your wife like Solomon did. But a lot of y'all don't even know Solomon's story. A lot of y'all talking, y'all don't even know his story. Y'all talk and y'all going by what you think. You don't know his story. And the reason why he had all those wives, y'all don't know it. Unless it's in the Songs of Solomon, something I haven't read the full. I read some of it, but I haven't read all of the Songs of Solomon yet. But this is stuff people don't know. But y'all go by what y'all bearing false witness of stuff y'all don't know nothing about. Y'all quick to speak about stuff you don't know nothing about. Going against the Creator's law that he spoke, one of the 10. But people quick to run their mouth. So, again, right over here, verse 17. And unto Adam now. Wait a minute, let me finish 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. And in sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. And thy desire shall be to thy husband. When you got a husband, that's who your desire is supposed to be towards. Not listening to these other snakes out here in the street in the system. And he shall rule over thee. And rule don't mean the way that you're ruling, because a man, if he love you, he ain't gonna rule you like the way a lot of people think. That's the problem with people today. See, they look at a word and they take it out of context. It says when it says, yeah, he'll rule over you, but ruling doesn't mean being a slave. He's your head. That's what the rule means in this instance, or what it means here. He's your head. And he ain't gonna, if you supposed to be one flesh, he ain't gonna do that. Am I gonna cut my arm because I want to, or am I gonna try to, if something happened to my arm, I'm gonna bandage it up. One flesh means y'all together as one. A lot of y'all minds is corrupt. Y'all are Satan and don't even realize it. Oh, Satan this, Satan that. When you point the finger, you got 3 pointing back. Everybody that's talking about Satan, the system is Satan and you are Satan. The ones that's quick to talk negative, and the scriptures even prove it. Scriptures prove it. You speak negative, you're Satan. You Belial. You are the Satan. So again, now verse 17. And unto Adam he said, check this out, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife. You see that? See, he ain't saying we ain't supposed to listen to him, but you hearken, you heard her instead over me. You know what I said, but you listen to her. No different than the woman did with that Satan or that system or that snake. She listened to them instead of listening to her husband. It went down. Can y'all see how it trickled down? Can you see how it happened? It trickled down the same way. She went against her husband to go with the serpent. Man went against the Creator to go with his wife. And she persuaded him because you Creator love us. We love our wife. But we're supposed to listen to the Creator. She's supposed to follow us. We're supposed to follow the Creator according to his word and his law, which is his voice. So I mainly wanted you to see that point right there. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened, you heard and listened to the voice of thy wife, and has eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. You directly went against what I said. Cursed be the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. And that's the reason why we eat from the ground today, as well as from the words of Yah from the book and from the mind when he speaks to us. 19. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread till thou return unto the ground, for out of it was thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. I'm just going to leave it right there for now for that. So let's get back over here at 15 to have that better understanding of everybody talking about the government today. This is what they're talking about, and the reason why the shutdown is called prophecy has to happen. Things have to be set in order. The house has to be set in order. The kingdom has to be set in order. We got to set the kingdom back in order, but the credit is starting right where it's starting from the ones who got everything in charge at this point in time. And up there in the so-called government, which is really a corporation. He's starting everything up and getting it together. Time is now. Time is here. It's up to y'all to get it together. As I was praying, it came to me talking about, and like I said, MTR, I'm gonna put that in the post. You know, and the key is, I'm coming back. Now I'm gonna get on the women part in part 2. Now I'm going to Isaiah. I'm going to Isaiah in part 2. So what I'm going to do, we already are in. So what I'm getting ready to do, we get ready to shut down part 1. This was part 1. And I don't know how the women and the government shut down. I guess the government shut down. No, the women in the government shut. That's what I'm gonna call it. The women and the government shutdown. That's what I'm gonna call it. That's gonna be the call for tonight. The women and the government shutdown. Because I'm speaking on both of those tonight. And mainly what I'm talking about, what I just read out of Genesis 15, Genesis chapter 3, Isaiah 60, all that pertains to the system and to the women. Because the women now, they're ready to go. They're ready to go up in arms and talking about going out and stealing and stuff like that. Why? Because you depended on somebody who wasn't. You depended on those who the credit did not give you. The credit gave you man to depend on. You depend on the system. And there you go. Now you're getting what you deserve. Especially all y'all women that got y'all jobs and this and that. Y'all went to school. Y'all done got y'all degrees. Y'all done got this. Y'all done got that. Now, the government, now some of y'all may have good jobs or what have you. You don't know where that's going next. Y'all don't know what's happening. Y'all don't know what's coming, the way it's coming. But I can tell you what I see according to prophecy. Other than that, I will tell you this, that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwells, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see, that Mikael is really me, whether you accept it or not. I don't care. I know who I am according to what I went through and what was shared to me, with me. So what I'm about to do, I'm going to pause Zoom. My brother G1 want to pause you real quick. We're going to come back with part 2 of women and the government shutdown. That's what we're going to call it tonight. I'm going to pause you, and then we're going to let everybody know about the formalities, how to get in contact with me, or the platform what we'll be on, and how to get in contact and connect with me on those platforms. That's coming up. But right now, we're going to pause you, Zoom. We'll be right back.
Recording stopped.
And for everybody else, I'd like to share with you. If you'd like to get in contact with me, you can call or text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. Right? If you'd like to email me, you can always email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. Now, you can also catch me on YouTube and X, formerly known as Twitter. X, formerly known as Twitter, and also my YouTube is JuicePro33. That's JuicePro33. Again, that's JuicePro33. That's 33. That's all together, one word, on my X, formerly known as Twitter, and also on my YouTube. You can like, subscribe, and share. They got rid of my last YouTube page. Now I'm starting over. I got about 110 in my new YouTube page. So, starting over. So, hey, do what you do. I'm doing what I'm doing, but I can't let it stop the roll. I got to get out here and do my promise to the Creator. So now, if you'd like to get in contact with me on my Instagram or my TikTok, my Instagram and my TikTok is Lakyne_the Juice, but it's spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's my Instagram and my TikTok again, which is at LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's my Instagram and my TikTok. Now my other TikTok, which I have another, is Michael the Juice Harris, which is MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. All together, one full of three words all together, which is at Michael the Juice Harris, which is at MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's my other TikTok. Now my Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is MICHAEL space HARRIS. Again, that's MICHAEL space HARRIS. All right, that's my Facebook. Now, if you'd like to see my full version, which is my Zoom, which I actually put the full version on YouTube and on X, formerly known as Twitter, which is Juice Pro 33, which I shared with you earlier. On YouTube is on the video, but my live is part 1 and part 2, as well as my others. All the other ones I shared with you, except for TikTok, they're part 1 and part 2. But it's Juice Pro 33 on the video, which is the full version. And the full version also under patreon.com/LKHYYM. That's patreon.com /LKHYYM. Also, I'm on rumble.com/LKHYYM. That's rumble.com/LKHYYM. And I'm getting ready to say goodbye for part 1. We'll be right back with part 2. This is Women and the Government Shutdown. And this is according to prophecy. I'm showing you things that's happening and going on and what's happening, but it's up to you to accept it or reject it. So right now, we're going to say bye over here to Facebook. We'll be right back. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. We'll be right back. Love you, appreciate love you, and always. Peace. There we go. And on Instagram, appreciate love you, and I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Be right back. Appreciate love you, and always. Peace. There we go. And on YouTube Live, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. We'll be right back with you in a few moments, and always again. Peace. Be right back.